we patiently wait for WWE 2K26 to drop, I want to take some time and talk about Universe Mode. The game's announcement is right around the corner, and it is quite possible that by the time you're seeing this video, they've already done just that. Even still, I wanted to make a last-minute wish list of some improvements that I would like to see in the mode. What's good, family? T-Rex Carter here, bringing you another WWE 2K26 video. I know it's impossible that the feedback that I give in this video will likely make it to them in time to be implemented into this year's game. But it's definitely possible that it can be heard and implemented into a mid-cycle patch, or even next year's release. So here's the hoping for that. We've already gotten some leaks out there that is soft confirmed one of the things that I wanted to see the most in this mode, and that was the draft. This list is in no particular order other than chronological maybe, as I tried my best to put it into somewhat of an order that you would interact with when you fire up the mode. Starting off with a blank calendar. Now, it would be so much more helpful if we could just start off with a blank calendar for those times when we want to run Universe with our own custom shows. Now, I'm not one that does this, but some players like to set up era-specific Universe files, and it's a very tedious process when you have to start a new one and when you have to go in and delete everything that's on the existing calendar. Shareable presets / Universe files. The online era of gaming is all about the community sharing. We should be able to share our Universe files, whether they be at the beginning with established rosters and calendar, or 10 plus years in. I also have this vision of maybe 2 content creators have one Universe file that they send back and forth to each other after every 2 to 3 years in Universe. Or maybe each of them is acting GM of one show and they get to take turns booking the same universe. This community is filled with awesome creators, and I've learned so much about how to set up Universe Mode from them. It would be dope for them and many others to be able to upload those files to community creations so that we can download them and put our own spin on it. Now, I know that there could be an issue where you have some cause that could be included in that file that you personally don't have downloaded, but the solution to that could be rather simple. Either prompt the download of that call or exclude that call from the file and prompt the user to download the call themselves if they choose. Roster importing. Make it so that every roster change that we do in the main menu can be imported. I'm talking like role changes like face and heel, establishing tag teams or factions, and their allies or rivals. When these games come out, they're already outdated for current WWE, and we don't get in-season roster updates like they do in other sports games. It would be helpful so that if we make this change, we would only have to do it once, and that's in the main menu, and it follows us everywhere. Show intros. Bring back show intros, man. The arena flyovers, the drone cam in the arena, pre-show arrivals of the superstars, and commentary that goes with it. The WWE broadcast is treated more like a sporting event since TKO has taken over. Let's mimic that in game. They have pre-game commentary in the NBA games that gives us a current rundown of the matchup ahead. You could mirror that, but give a preview of a couple of the matches for the night, which could then do a smooth transition into the opening promo or match. Ease of Money in the Bank cash-in. Cash-ins should not be tied to rival reactions. You shouldn't be forced to pick how the cash-in is going to happen before the match even plays out. It should be tied to a post-match sequence like a breakout. That way, during the champion celebration, a breakout style menu pops up on screen and presents you with methods on the cash-in and gives you control in the moment of how it should play out. The ability to create one-off shows that are not PLEs. I want to be able to recreate Saturday night's main event or salute to service type events on off days for my weekly shows. We were under the impression that we could do this, but apparently not. But they did eventually add Saturday night's main event to the calendar, although not present during the entire life of the game, but I'm willing to count these small wins when we get them. Redefined major and minor shows. NXT is considered a minor show, not a major show by WWE standards. It's still seen as a developmental stepping stone for WWE superstars, and those superstars get called up to the main roster when management feels like they are ready. It would then make more sense if it were built as such, That way the major shows could have some of their talent go down for a few episodes and vice versa. Title matches at any shows. A title should be able to be defended on any show and not just the one that hosts the belts. If my Raw champion shows up on SmackDown one week, I want them to be able to have a title match. We see this almost weekly with NXT from one of the other shows, be it WWE or TNA, showing up and title matches happening. Heck, now that I mention it, I think it should be easier to have a star from one show pop up at another one anyway. It should be a simple tab over when booking a match or a promo. Tab over to see talent on other rosters in order to select them for that show. Rivalry overhaul. The amount of rivalry slots on a given show are not enough. We need at least 8 per show because we don't want to be running matches and promos with the same people every week. It makes the rivalry stale. We also need multi-man rivalries with up to 4 people. Faction rivalry slots would also be a welcome addition. Cross-brand rivalries also. Just look at the current landscape of the WWE, where you'll have the Royal Rumble winner going back and forth with the champion on both shows until who they decide that they want to face at WrestleMania. Cross-brand titles. Just like with rivalries, we need to have the option to have titles be non-brand exclusive as well. This is mostly in reference to the Money in the Bank, where it's designated to a specific show, when in reality, that Money in the Bank holder could cash in on either champion. But also the women's tag team belts are defended on both shows as well. So I kind of need that reflected in my universe mode too. Rivalry action variables. Rivalries start and grow at any point in the WWE. So we should be able to start a new rivalry at the end of a PLE match if we want. Let's implement the mass run-in as a rivalry action to start a new one, or even to introduce a new character into the universe. And if we actually get multi-man rivalries, that could expand on this in a huge way. But the takeaway for this is more options is never a bad thing. More cutscenes. I want to see backstage cutscenes, GM's office, locker room, parking lot, contract signings, factions forming and tag teams breaking up, etc. The lack of cutscenes limit what the rivalry actions look like, leading to a stale experience when you have the same cutscenes playing out over and over again for different superstars. Expand on the current promo system. The fact that promos currently only take place in the ring is extremely boring and not TV accurate in the least. We need the added ability to have the promos cut backstage with Kathy or on the balcony with Jackie and Byron. Have more branching options when it comes to those promos, resulting in varied actions happening. Finishers and attacks happening in promos, and have the announcers react to it, whether that be during a back and forth between the superstars or a surprise attack. Title holders should also bring the belts out to them when they cut promos. Every wrestler should have a promo gear slot and should wear it when appearing in backstage segments when they aren't scheduled to wrestle and during promos. Also, a modified promo entrance as well. I know this is a big ask, but we are on some of the most powerful hardware that we have ever seen. So I'm sure the disk space is there, especially when games like Call of Duty is over 300 gigabytes. GM promos and cutscenes. I miss the days when the GMs were more involved with WWE TV, like Eric Bischoff and Teddy Long being mainstays on how the shows played out and were involved in crucial storylines. Give me the ability to have a rivalry started with a GM, where that GM is stacking a deck against a superstar out of spite, or have the superstar make that GM's life a nightmare like Stone Cold used to do. Now, I know a lot of this stuff may not get implemented into the game, but if they could just at least make the changes to the promo system and really expand on those cutscenes, it would be a huge win for everybody that plays Universe, because it would just add that much more life into it. But I'm really curious to know what your guys' thoughts on what needs to be added to Universe mode in the future. So if you could, please leave those down in the comments. And while you're down there, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't have to miss out. And as always, keep God first. Stay blessed, y'all. I'm out.